Dr. Vishnu Doerga here from Action Invest Caribbean, and today I wanted to talk to you about tools that you use in your life. One of the latest tools that we're hearing about is AI, artificial intelligence. Did you know that before we had the tractor, people used to actually plow their fields with cows? And when the tractor was introduced, many thought that, what is this new technology? Do they really want to learn it? And today, you hardly find any fields being plowed by cows anymore. It's all tractors because that's a better tool for the purpose. Similarly, prior to the invention of a calculator, everyone did their calculations using pen and paper and whatever other methods they had back then. And the calculator allowed for, again, that work that we had to be done so much easier. This has happened over and over and over again. We used to either have to buy our own car or wait for someone to rent us a car, which is a taxi. And then Uber came along, which allows anyone to turn their car into a revenue source for themselves. So what I want you to understand is, just like the calculator made people's life easier, tools like artificial intelligence are meant to do the same. And what that is really, it's a thinking tool. And if you really want to have good results, think about it as a calculator, right? A calculator by itself cannot really do anything. You need input. And in technology, you have a saying that says garbage in, garbage out. So if I meant to do addition, but I keep pressing the multiply sign, I will get the wrong answer. So not because I own a calculator means that I know how to use a calculator and get the result I want from a calculator. Because if you've ever seen someone use a scientific calculator to the maximum effect, you realize that your calculator skills might not be up to speed. Even think about the fact that you may know how to drive. I just drove some supercars a couple of weeks ago, and driving a regular car and driving a supercar, completely different. I had to get a coach to coach me on how to drive a supercar. So please make sure that you know what the tool can do and how to use it, and that you get trained in using the tool. And secondly, as I mentioned before, ChatGPT, OpenAI, which is the provider of ChatGPT. You have other versions like Claude, like Gemini, like Copilot. They're all versions of the same thing. Just like we would think of a calculator, back in the days we had a Casio calculator. I'm sure you have 1,000,001 different makers of calculators. We have different makers of AI software. It is important that you select some of the most popular ones and do some courses on how to use it. And if I had to give you a tip on ensuring that you make the best use of it, it would be to think of ChatGPT as your very intelligent executive assistant. So speak to it or type instructions into it as if you would have told someone who's super intelligent, has all the access to all the information in the world, and tell them what role they're playing and especially what exactly you want them to do. You can use tools like Google's Notebook LM, where you can actually say only pull information from these sources, not from the entire web. And you will then notice that the information you get would have taken you hours or days to research and put together. You can actually have that at your disposal in a matter of seconds. What can you do with getting this information so much faster? Well, that's really up to you. What are your goals and objectives, and how does using these tools actually allow you to get there much faster? So if you've been on the fence on using tools like ChatGPT, like all these artificial intelligence tools, I would encourage you, just like a calculator, you had to pick it up one day and start practicing on how to use it. Some of you actually only use calculators. You actually don't use the pen and paper method. So think about it like that. Practice with the tool, determine how you can best make it be useful to you, and then move yourself to the next level using these tools. Thank you and take care.